Hey Serie, guess who's back?
Zinedine Zidane is back.
That's right, Zidane is back at Real Madrid. How you all doing? It's your favorite gummy bear punk natural here again for another football impact. So let's dive into the memes and all the circulation of memes, cringe, OMG, what the WTF, anything that you can think in your little brain cell. So let's begin with Italy, Serie A. It is the Milan Derby between AC Milan and Inter Milan. Thrilling game, 5 goals, red card. What more can you say about it? Isn't the Milan Derby? And it was amazing performance from Inter Milan, who were the better team on the night. And I was really impressed with Martinez. Has really stepped up since Icardi gives Inter Milan the middle finger and decided, I don't want to play for it anymore. I don't want to play for Inter Milan anymore. You guys are on your own. You just can somehow try and get top 4 on your own. I'm just going to sit and chill with my agent, who just happens to be his wife.
Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal! Crazy!
But AC Milan weren't really great. I thought Gattuso got his tactics wrong for this game. I don't think the likes of Çalhanoğlu and Susto, I thought, were really poor. I give credit to Bayok. He scored a very good goal. Who's had a lot of criticism for Chelsea fans who probably know him. But he's been excellent for Milan this season. I was really impressed with many other players as well, but Enter Martinez was the best player. He scored the winning penalty in this game, and it's a massive win for Inter Milan because it puts them back into third spot. It overtakes their great rivals, that is AC Milan. So that's a huge win for them, and that's a huge big 3 points and a massive win for Spalletti, because there already was pressure on this man. If they lost this game, would have been sacked. Had to be knocked out in Europa League by a Frankfurt team who were very good this season, Frankfurt, but it's not like the powerhouse of European football. It's little Frankfurt, for goodness sake. So that was a massive result for Spalletti that probably keeps him in charge at least until the end of the season, even though I still believe he will be sacked come the summer. Now we're heading to England, the Premier League. It's Fulham versus Liverpool. And Liverpool had a big opportunity because Man City were playing the FA Cup. Go back to the top of the league before the international break, and that's what they did. But under controversial circumstances, because Liverpool took the lead in this game thanks to probably their player of 2019, that is Sadio Mane. He has now scored 10 goals in 10 games. He single-handedly made Manuel Neuer look like a Sunday League goalkeeper.
Look at this dude. No.
The Neuer really, so he just Neuered himself. But he scored a very good goal. He obviously knocked Bayern Munich out of the Champions League with his 2 goals and his amazing display. And that's what he did in this game. He was in the right place, right time, stuck the ball in the back of the net for the first goal, even though Fulham were all ball watching and none of them was tracking the damn run from Sadio Mane. Ryan Babel was excellent, to be honest. He scored the equaliser for Fulham, even though I don't know what James Milner was doing. And yet I don't even know what Van Dijk and Alisson were doing. People say, oh, it's Alisson's fault, it's Van Dijk's fault, it's James Milner's fault. It's just a collective fault from all 3 of them. Alright? Not going to sit there and who put the blame game, it's all 3 of them. But good credit to Fulham for getting a goal from Ryan Babel. But then Fulham do what Fulham done all season. Can't defend from set pieces, and a goalkeeper who literally cannot catch a ball.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
You're a goalkeeper, catch the ball. That's what you're paid to do. That's what you've been taught to do since you've been a youngster making it into the game of football today. And you can't even catch a ball. I mean, what the hell, Sergio Rico? And then he decides, you know what, I dropped the ball, so I just bring Mane down because he's going to score anyway. So it's just sums Fulham up this season. I think they can see this, I don't know, like 80 gazillion goals this season. They are good enough for me. It's the worst defensive team I've ever seen in Premier League history.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah! What?
Now, I know there have been terrible teams in the past in the Premier League, but this team, they're like a bunch of lambs just being fed to the slaughterhouse. That's what they are really, Fulham. They're not good enough. They're just not good enough. Good credit to James Milner for stepping up in the penalty. It's a very good penalty, and it was a huge win for Liverpool and gives them So far right now, the age, because they're now back to some of the Premier League, which puts pressure back onto Man City. I know they have their game hanging against Cardiff, which should beat, but they've got some tough fixtures coming up. Manchester City, they've got Tottenham to play 3 times in a week. Yeah, that's going to be something. You also got Manchester United to play in the Premier League, and for me right now, Liverpool, for me, are in the box seat. There's still a long way to go, but for me, I said at the start of the season, Liverpool are going to win the league, are going to win the Premier League title, and I haven't changed my mind. As for Fulham, enjoy the championship. You're the worst defensive team I've ever seen in Premier League history. And now we're heading to Germany, and it's Hertha Berlin versus Borussia Dortmund. And Borussia Dortmund showed a lot of character in this game, because to come back losing game 1-0, even though Berkey did an error, Kalou scored 2 goals, one of them was a penalty. But I give credit and credit's due. Marco Reus, who I believe is Bundesliga player of the season this year, he has stepped up in so many occasions this season. You think of this goal, obviously a late goal against Hertha Berlin. You think of the late goals he has scored for them this season, the goals he has contributed to this team. He's an absolutely outstanding player, top player, Marco Reus. And if they win the league this year, for me, Borussia Dortmund, it's down to this man, because he's been fantastic. As much as Jadon Sancho has been an outstanding talent, and for me he's been Bundesliga's Young Player of the Year, he may even have an outside chance of actually being Bundesliga Player of the Year, but for me, Marco Reus has been a breath of fresh air this season. He looks like he's fitter than he's ever been. He looks like he's back to the Reus was 3 or 4 years ago. A massive win for Borussia Dortmund, because Bayern Munich humiliated Mainz 6-0. I think James Rodriguez scored a hat-trick. So that game coming in a couple of weeks' time, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, that game could be huge in the Bundesliga title race. As for Hertha Berlin, you guys, that defeat against Dortmund has cost you a chance of finishing in the top 4. Now it's the FA Cup quarter-final between Wolves and Manchester United. And Wolves have been fantastic this season. I mean, if you told me at the start of the season that Wolves could finish 7th in the league, in the Premier League, in their debut season back in the damn division, and to be an FA Cup semi-final, I wouldn't have believed you.
I like this. This is cute.
Because I've been really impressed with Wolves this season. I think the signings they bring in has been outstanding. Raul Jimenez has really impressed me. I didn't think this guy would cut it in the Premier League. That's not me being disrespectful to him. I just didn't. I watched this man play for Benfica last season and seasons at Benfica. He didn't do anything. He didn't really show what he is. But for Wolves, he's been impressive, and he was man of the match in this game. He scored a really good goal. He set up a really good goal. I really like him and Jordan. They got good understanding in the team. But they further deserve to go through. And then the FA Cup semi-finals for a debut team in the Premier League. Yes, people will say, oh, well, they spent a ton of money. They got world-class players. They got top-quality players. It doesn't matter. That's still some achievement for a newly promoted club to finish to be 7th in the league, only a top 6 ahead of them, and an FA Cup semi-final. For me, Nuno Espirito Santo is probably my manager of the season. As much as Jurgen Klopp and Pep have done amazing jobs, what he's doing is remarkable, to be honest. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's now 2 defeats in 2 games. If you look at the likes of being beat last weekend by Arsenal, and obviously now getting beat by Wolves in the FA Cup, so it doesn't change anything. I still believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be the manager next season, but it's sort of just back down to earth for them at the minute after getting the high of knocking out Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League 2 weeks ago. Congratulations to Wolves on reaching the FA Cup semi-final, where you usually be playing Watford. Now we're heading to Spain in La Liga, and it's Real Madrid versus Celta Vigo. And Real Madrid got one of their Galactico heroes back. They bring back the Messiah, that is Zidane. Zidane's back after literally telling Real Madrid I don't want to be here anymore. You guys are not giving me the project I want. I took you as far as I can. Now Real Madrid are on their hands and knees and trying to get this man back.
He leaves.
And he's came back. And what happens? They beat Celta Vigo 2-0, and 2 guys who have been criticised by Real Madrid fans all season score both the goals. For me, Real Madrid, this season, if they finish where they are right now, they have nothing to play for. They're out of the Champions League, they're not in the race to win La Liga, and they're not going to be in the Copa del Rey final, so they're not going to win any trophies this season for the first time, it seems like, in 5 or 6 years. So it's a massive rebuilding job, Real Madrid, and Zidane knows that, so He'll be looking to bring in new players in the summer. I believe the players will be out. There will be a lot of players out the door. Big goals for Isco and Bale. As for Celta Vigo, it doesn't look good for you guys. It looks like relegation could be happening. And now into France, Ligue 1, and it's the Le Classique between Paris Saint-Germain and Marseille. And PSG win again, 20 points clear out of second place Lille. To put into perspective how far that is, Lille are closer to Monaco, who by the way are fighting for relegation, than they are to PSG, who are actually a place above them in the table. It just sums up what you expect. Ligue 1 is just irrelevant this season. It's been irrelevant for some time. PSG are just so superior to every team in that league. They have the best squad in the world, and yet they don't do it in the Champions League because they don't know what mentality is. That's PSG. They can go and beat Marseille, they can go and beat all the teams in Ligue 1, but when it comes to the nitty gritty in the knockout stage of the Champions League, they just don't have the graft. Di Maria scored an absolutely banging free kick. I thought he was outstanding. Kylian Mbappe missed a penalty, even though I don't know why he didn't give it to Di Maria. He was on a hat trick. He should have passed it. He should have given it to Di Maria. Anyway, Steve Mandanda was all at sea. I don't know what he was doing. He got a straight red card, but it's a routine win for PSG. Marseille, I believe the manager of Marseille will be sacked soon rather than later, because they're not going to get in the Champions League, which is what they've been fighting for all season, because Lyon and Lille, for me, are just too far ahead of them in points. And Marseille, I believe, have a fight in their hands to actually finish 5th this year, because you've got Saint-Etienne and Rennes are catching them. And the last game is Genoa v Juventus. And Juventus lose their first Serie A game of the season. Yes, you can rank this date, the day, the month, the year, something like that, because they lost their first game in Serie A this season. Yeah, it took them to nearly the end of March to lose their first game in Serie A this year. I give credit to Genoa. They were excellent. I thought their two former Inter Milan players come back and haunt Juventus. So yeah, I was really impressed with Genoa. It's a really good win for them, because obviously they're sort of one of those teams. Genoa, obviously they sold their best player in Plegtech in the January transfer window. So right now they're that type of club. Genoa, if you have a top player in your team, you're gonna sell to one of the big Italian teams or one of the big European teams. So they're sort of that type of team, Genoa, where mid-table is where they should be every season. They may have an outside chance to finish top 10 this year, which should be a great season for them, but right now where they are is roughly where I feel they'll finish this year. As for Juventus, they're still ahead of everybody else in Serie A. I think they're now 15 points clear of Napoli, even though Napoli won this weekend, but just like Liga, they're so superior to everybody in Italy. They will win another Serie A title, and they have a huge opportunity of winning the first Champions League since '96. So everyone, that's the end of another video on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, who do you think is the worst defensive team in Premier League history? Do you think it's Fulham? Do you think it's Derby? Do you think it's Aston Villa, Sunderland, or whoever? Put it in the comments down below, because I would really like to know. And also, I have a Twitter as well. The link will be in the description. Please tweet me who you think is the worst defensive team in Premier League history. I'll leave it down to you. Anyway, hope you all have a swell-tastic day. Enjoy yourselves. Please like, subscribe. The Natural is out.